I can stay focused on the process and get us started. And I will come back to answering questions at the end. And if it's really urgent, you can try raising your hand and I think I'll see it and then I can stop. But let's just go forward. So I'm going to get rid of the questions and answers for myself. And then I'm going to introduce myself. My name's Kathy Burns. I'm a realtor with eXp Realty. This is agency agnostic. It's not about eXp. I'm just going to show you about using ChatGPT and AI tools. And I'm going to walk you through the guide. I'm going to teach you some things about ChatGPT. And I'm so proud of you for all coming here, even if you took my class before, because the truth is, this is changing at such a rapid pace. This isn't just for doing property descriptions and maybe getting some pictures done. No, this is full out. Be so on target about researching this, learning this, because it's going to change our industry. It already is. The ones that are involved are at a rocket speed and they are going to surpass you if you're not paying attention. This is not a snail's pace. This is a full out fox. You are just hauling to get the information and learn it and implement it and be around people that are teaching others so that you can grow because it is big. So I'm going to share my screen. And the first thing I want to do is show you the guide. So, nope, that's not it. Here's our guide. Nope. Where is my freaking guide? Okay, here it is. All right. So, you can put, let's see, I'm going to show the question and answers for just 1 minute to make sure that everybody's got it. Oh, wow. It doesn't let me show you. Hold on. Question and answers. If you can't see the screen, let me know that you can see the screen. Just anybody put it in the question and answers. View Nancy. Tell me if you can see the screen. When you raised your hand, is that what that meant? In the question and answers. Okay, great. So here's what most of you should have. This is just, and I got this date on here because it's always changing. I want you to know that. So if I do a beginner class again, it's going to be different than the last one I did. I did one a month ago, and it's changed a lot. So why the guide? Just because the guide's going to help you to reference, and I'm going to have this video on YouTube so you can get back to it. All right. You want the plus version, that's $20 a month as of this writing. If you're using the free version, I'm just going to tell you, you're not going to be able to catch up fast enough. Find the $20, spend your money here. This is where it needs to go. So we're able to do projects in here, tasks in here, file uploading, live web search, and this is your website. There are other websites out there. This is the one for ChatGPT. And again, it's the $20 a month. You're also going to want to download the app. This is the official app that will link to that website. And so you'll be able to be in harmony. If you did something on the app, it'll show up over there. If you did it there, you're going to see it on the app. And that's why it's so important. Pay attention to the logo because the colors are different. When you're going to be starting to do prompts, which I'm going to teach you here in a second, you're going to want to make sure that you're asking for its sources. I am going to teach you how to do a custom GPT. Just kind of watching over here. Okay. I am going to teach you how to do a custom GPT that knows you, your style. We're not going to do it specifically on here, but I'm going to walk you through the process. You're going to have the guide and you're going to be able to rewatch the video to do it. It makes a big difference that you do this because this is the part where it's going to know you, and you're going to see that more in a minute. And you've probably heard things about prompts. Prompts are how you train it to give you the answer to whatever you're looking for. I forgot to give water for myself. Dang it. It's only as good as the instructions that you get it. So here's the ultimate formula. You got to tell it who it is. You're the elite of, like if I was doing a property description, I tell it you're the lead of all luxury real estate copywriters. The reason I did luxury is that's my focus. So when I'm going to start to have it write an incredible description, it's going to do it based on being the lead of whoever writes it, right? Now, you're also going to need to teach it its style. That's what we're going to do in the when we're creating your personal um, chat, and you get to name it. You're going to want it to know who the audience is, who's your target. Like if this description, if it was a listing presentation, you're going to need to um, say, I'm representing the seller, so I'm going to be targeting the buyers. Okay. Maybe it's some land, you're targeting investors. That's why the audience is important. This is all part of the prompt as you build it. You'll see that a little bit more in the, as we go on. I just wanted you to have the formula. Guys, I'm going to need to stop for 1 second as I go get a glass of water. I apologize completely. Sorry. I hope that was less than 30 seconds. Okay. So, how I want it to sound. This is the tonality. When we create your own GPT, you're going to see how that works. But sometimes you just want it, you're more casual, you want it more professional. This is what you can do with your emails too. You can write your own email in your tonality and completely go in and create a prompt and say, and copy that email in and say, you know what? I feel like I'm not as professional as I should be. Could you rewrite this? And you'll see as we start to go through how to be so important. Any extra content, like if you were doing that description, you would include the address. I always put the address in so that it'll give me some different components to the description. And also, there is like if you're doing something like that in the MLS, you need to know how many characters are going to be allowed for the MLS, and that you'll put that piece in there. And also, where's this going to go? Is it going to go in the MLS? Is it going to go an Instagram post, video script? Because there's different size posts that you're going to be doing, and also different algorithms for different things that you're doing. So that's your formula. That's an important piece that you're going to want to keep. So here's some examples. So a bad versus a good prompt for a listing description is a weak one. Just write a listing description. No, a strong one is write a listing description for a 4-bedroom waterfront home in Lake Norman. I would give the address because I found that it knows more and more about the area. So it'll pick up that whole area. Highlight the lake views, the private dock, and then finishes. Target net worth, high net worth buyers using warm and aspirational tone. Make it under 150 words for the MLS. The difference of what you're going to get, the results, as you'll start to see when we get in chat, is going to be strong. So there's a second one. Write a follow-up email to a buyer. That's what's it about, right? That's really weak. So here's write up a follow-up email to a first-time home buyer who recently toured a property. Keep it warm and informative. Okay, so now this is just giving you a difference between the two. What I really want to do now is take you right in to chat. So you've got the right web address, and this is what it's not going to have all of this on yours. So I've got a lot of other things going on here. I've been doing this about 2.5 years. So mine's built up, and I'm going to show you the pieces. The main thing you're going to see is this ChatGPT right here. If you got the paid for version, you're going to see it's called the Plus. When you click on your little head, you're going to see tasks. My GPTs, customizing it. This is one thing we're going to go through right here. This is how you can upgrade your plan. If you're the free version, you go right in here and you're going to upgrade it to the 20. Nancy, can you, is there something important I need to answer immediately? Or are you telling me something that's important I need to stop? Put it in the question and answers if it's really important, Nance. Okay, sorry. So here we are. I am good. Okay, good. Thanks, Nance. All right, so the first thing that you're going to do, this is where you put your prompts in, and you're going to see all these different things right here. The plus sign. You can upload files. This is so good. I'm going to give you an example of this. Now, I intertwine my personal life with my business life in here completely. And you're going to see how you're going to be able to do that with different projects that you do. But an example of what I did with the plus sign. I put all my medical records in here and I create a folder that is all about my health. See it right over there? So I upload all the blood work and I say, here's all my blood work. The doctors only tell me one thing. I want you to explain to me exactly what's going on in here. All these little initials mean nothing to me. Is there a trend that you're seeing? Should I be having a different kind of test? I ask it all that stuff and I say, talk to me as far as you answer me like I'm a fifth grader so that I can understand it. Don't talk mumbo jumbo to me, make it clear. So that's just one other way that you can do it that is really, really important to be able to upload different things. Here's another example. So realtors, you can go into the MLS where it's going to have all this data of like what's happening in our area, right? And it's all these PDFs. You can download the PDFs. Now you upload them in here with that plus sign. You upload them in and say, give me a synopsis of exactly what's going on. I target this particular area. How would that benefit me? I want to make content based on this for my social media, for my Instagram, my Facebook, my TikTok, whatever, my YouTube. I want all these different things. I want you to do it based on the different components that the algorithms for like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all of that. Give me it as a post. Suggest different pictures that I could use to grab people's attention. Create the picture for me. It'll do that as well. And not so much AI looking pictures anymore. Wait till you see. So that's an important, that little plus thing is very important. This search, if you have the free version right now, your information is only good as 2023. If you got the $20 a month version, you're current and it's great. And that's basically Google and all of the internet that it's searching, but it doesn't look like a Google search. It gives you exactly what you're looking for. This is deep research. 7 available until April 5th. Get detailed insight. What is that? Okay, so you can do deep research. It's a whole different ball game, and I'm going to take you into one that you can compare this versus another one, and that is Grok. Elon Musk created an incredible AI tool that's free that you can go in and do deep research, and I'll show you some things that I've done too. And you can compare it. Compare your different types of AI products that are out there because you're going to see I've got a bunch of different things that are on, and you'll be able to specialize in things. There's one that'll make music for you, create a song for you. I did one just for fun. There's one that'll turn a still photo into a small video. Now, most of those have a fee to them. However, if they come out in a beta, beta meaning that's brand new, they may give it to you for free for a while. I love that stuff. You're going to see I've got a lot of different things that I'm in the free process here, but there's a cutoff point where they only let you have so much. So these here create an image that is just brand new. I'm going to give you an example. Let's go create one. Okay. Little King Charles Cavalier waiting. So now it's going to take that information. And I also could have talked it in over here, this little button right there. I could have just talked that in instead of typing it. So it's taking it at a whole new level. That's brand new. So it's going to go here and be busy creating that image. Now, shoot, that may take a while. So I'll just kind of keep going around and telling you stuff. Let me have a sip of my water. I have a lot of stuff open. So this may take too long and I may come back to it. And it stops when I leave the area. So I just found that out today too. So some of the things I want to show you over here, these are custom GPTs. That means somebody has created them to do a specific project. and where you could, like, these are ones that I've gotten from either different classes I was in, different people I follow. Some of them were given to me, some of them I didn't pay for anything in here, but they may have been part of a class that they only offered to the people in the class. And I got them. This one is very good, called Listing Wizard. And let's see. You know what? I'm going to forget that picture. We'll come back to that. You can just try it out on your own. So Listing Wizard. Listing Wizard will create everything you know for your listing. SEO optimized, feature sheet, ad copy, captions for your socials, copy for an email blast, and more. So that means that this particular person, that's Carrie Sauve, she created the whole piece. And all I have to do is hit let's go. And she's going to start asking me, first things first, could you please do one of the upload 10 pictures? So there's my plus sign. I upload the 10 pictures. Once you do that, then it wants the address. And what it's doing here, see how it's got, it's asking me step at a step at a step. That's called stacking, prompt stacking. So you're building on it and building on it. Any features or local amenities? Okay, so I'm not going to do this one myself. I'm going to let you do it. Let's see, full address of the property, because I didn't come prepared to put pictures in here. And I think if you search, I'm going to show you where to go. Here's where it's got. Here's where it's got. I'm just paying attention to my phone in case you can't all see me. Okay. You go right, you scan down to the bottom, and it's going to say explore GPTs. And this is going to pop up for you. This is where you could do Listing Wizard. Let's see if she's in there. There it is. For a second. There it is. So you can find this. And all you do is click on that. And then once you open to it, you're going to go over to, there's going to be a margin over here. You can say, I want to add it to my menu. And now that little circle will be over there just like mine. And it's awesome because now you have something, you don't have to create this. She's already done it for you. Now, there's a lot of other people that have done it too. She's got 1,000 people that have liked it. Digital product listing description. That's just the listing description. So that's got 5,000 people that liked it. I don't know if you can read it because it's pretty light, but hers has got everything in it. So somebody that's got 1 or 5 or 3, I'm staying away from them because they're probably just testing things out. I want people that have got experience. And so that's where I would go. Now, also notice down here, these things are trending. Here's Canva. Canva, you click on Canva, and how about an inspirational quote or graphic? I need a poster. These are just ideas that it's done. So you can go create a chat by doing that, and now it'll pop up and you can keep it over here on the left-hand side as well. Mine seems to know that I don't know how it knows. I've done something or that, and it knows my my personal Canva, and it just goes right in there and it does all kinds of things for me. It'll even say, do you want me to go to Canva and create this for you? And there I go, yeah. And you'll start to see on some of mine. So these are all kinds of, these were created by ChatGPT. You've got lots of different things that you can go. But if you had an idea of something that you were looking for, boy, I wish there was one on classic cars. That's what I am. Let's see, and imagine what they would do for it. Lots of stuff. A coloring book. Oh, that's fun. So my point is, whatever your thoughts are that you need something for, somebody may have already done it. Test it out and see what you think about it. So that's what these are over here. And exploring the GPTs is great. Now, let me go back to my guide here for a minute. I want to talk to you about prompt stacking because we touched on that for a minute. You're basically just starting with a broad request. You know what? I'm going to creating a real estate script, refine it. I'm going to move my guide out of the way so that I can actually show you stuff. Oops. Getting back to chat. So let's say I'm going to create a prompt. How do I stack? Okay. I am teaching a webinar on this ChatGPT. And I want to give the best ideas to my students. What are some suggestions? Now, this already knows who I am, so it's going to run with this based on me, my style. See, it even says Kathy. Love that you're leading this, Kathy, since you're teaching this webinar. Topics, structure for your webinar. And this is how I actually wrote that whole guide for you. I went in, see how it's got start with the hook. AI won't replace agents. That was how I structure it for that. What to teach, best ideas for realtors, email responses, listing descriptions, open house promos. I love this. So that was just me asking a simple little question about teaching the class, how to do it. And time savings, plan your month, how to blog it. Say, okay, great. They are watching you now. What is something you would say is the most important thing about this platform they need to do on a daily basis? That's stacking. See how I just carried on the same scenario? I'm stacking it. And what you're going to see is over here on the left, it's going to say today, AI for real. It created its own heading for this. Okay, it says, hello, everyone. Don't you love how personalized it is? And this is the most important thing to do. Train your AI like it's your new assistant, like because it is. And that's what I'm going to teach you over there when we go to customize ChatGPT here in a minute. Use custom instructions, top right. Then daily, you should do at least one of these. Create content, get help organizing your thoughts, prompts for planning offers, offer meeting, save time on something repetitive. It'll teach you how to create templates. This is great. So I'm going to save this one. Here's your daily habit. The mindset change. What's one thing I could use ChatGPT that'll save me 30 minutes? That mindset turns this tool into a productivity multiplier. Love that. You don't need to master it. You need to partner. Boy, that is the truth. Partner with it. You're never going to master it. You just do it consistently. I can't tell you. I'm going to give it a thumbs up on that one because that was a great answer. This is such an important tool. Okay, so now the stacking is basically, and you'll see that in your guide, it's just continuing a conversation. And then what happens is it goes over here. This is today. I've already done other things. So this is the one. I created a name for it, but I could rename it something different if I wanted to. I could also add it to a project, which is something I'm going to show you right now. So the projects, that was a newer feature. If I wanted to create a new project, I just hit the plus sign. But here are some of my projects right now. And I did this one today so that I could give you samples of different things of how I use AI. But here is all the projects that I'm doing. So I've got tasks that I've trained it to do, business protocols, systems for my business. Let me just click over there for a minute. Building a local global network, AI webinar for realtors, business systems. These are all individual things that I did at one time. And I built them out like the AI webinar. I'm going to show you that because that was a ton of stacking. I'm going to go way up to the top. It started, I gave it a copy of the last one that I did, and I asked it to review it and help me update it. So it did, and that's what it was helping me here. It went off in a different direction, so I'm letting it know. I'm trying to copy that content into my Go High Level template. Oh, I wanted to create an email. So it told me exactly how to do it because it wasn't copying into my Go High Level. I was having issues with that. So I may bounce back and forth, but it's still the same theme of what I'm trying to do here. So I gave it this is what my screen looks like when I'm running my webinar. I was having challenges even with how to do it. So I asked it to give me help. So that's where you can use that. You can take, like, here's a snippet tool. I can go in and snip something on a page, and then I save it, I download that picture, I upload it here. It's exactly what I did there. I had a snippet of that, told it, here's what my screen looks like. I need you to help me. It recognized that it was a Zoom, and it told me exactly the different steps of what I needed to do to fix it, because Zooms and webinars are different. And that's what I'm doing here. And that's why I'm struggling a little bit and learning. And it told me so many things. So that's my point. That was the business protocol systems. So I don't want to have them all over here on the left-hand side of everything, single thing that I've done. See the past 30 days, February. These are all individual envelopes. And those projects came out maybe a little over a month ago. So I could start putting things under different headings. My health. I have a whole thing on my health. I'm not going to click on that because that's my own stuff. Marketing. There's all kinds of marketing stuff that I've done individual things on, where I've asked it to help me with different stuff. How do I repurpose a reel? Um, Psychological triggers in marketing, because there are different things like that. Creating a landing page on different platforms that I'm at. Creating task assistant. A tasks are something that we've got in here, which are wonderful. Um, all kinds of things. Sample uses. Oh, I did this already before. Also, oh, that just reminded me. You see how that's in another language? This will speak any language that you want. If you're doing things globally, and I think there's a woman on here from Portugal, and if you were had something in Portugal and you wanted to translate it into English, you just put it in here and you translate it into English. Now you can you have different audiences. It's amazing. Um, Countries that I feature. This is different things that I was doing a whole series on Portugal, because I do global marketing and I do this on LinkedIn. Going to really encourage you to start using LinkedIn if you're not. And articles are the way to do it. ChatGPT writes all my articles. It then creates the posts for the article. And I'll go into this further, where I have it then condense it and put it into an Instagram with hooks and all the different features. I'm telling you, this will do so much efficiency. And you got to remember something. You are a marketing person. If you're a realtor, you better be doing marketing, because if you're not visible, you are invisible. So there's two big things you got to do. That's AI and marketing. And this will help you with your marketing on steroids. Here's my business plan. Oh my God. When I did that this year, I said, listen, uh, I need to create a business plan for 2025. I do, I've got certain goals. You need to ask me questions. Ask me 20, 30 questions, whatever you need to, and I'll answer them so that you know how to break all this out for me. I'm going to want to be able to have weekly goals, monthly goals, quarterly goals, and the year. And I want to be able to break it down so that I know everything that's going on, of the steps that I need to do weekly, even daily, to get me to the end goal of what I'm looking for. So it gave me the list of all the questions and how I went back with that. When it gave me the list, it numbers them all out. So when I went back, I did it in one single response, and I did it through the part over here that's the where you can read it in. And let's see if I go to that, if it shows me. It's not showing what I want you to see. I'm looking for the little um, message is empty. Come on, I'm supposed to be able to talk into it. All right, we'll come back to that later. I just talked it all into it. Actually, I did it on my phone. Remember how I showed you on I'm going to bring that back in. Remember how I showed you here on that app? When you do that app, you open it up. I'm going to open mine up so I see. It's going to have that same little, let me scoot over here. It's going to have this exact same, oh, there it is. Now it's talking. So you can use voice mode. So you just talk it in. And when I responded to those questions, I had my cell phone open, And I just went right to that recording thing, and I said, number one, the answer is. So I saw all of it on my computer. So I used both. I had my cell phone so I could talk it in because the talking feature wasn't in here. But I needed to be able to see all my numbers. So I went, number one is this, number two is this, number three is this, and on and on and on. And then when it was done, it created the most amazing business plan for me. Now I went back and tweaked a few things, but it was perfect. I printed that baby out. That's what you can do here. I've taken classes on how to do business plans. I've gone to seminars. I've paid for stuff. This was done in 30 minutes. And the longest part was answering the questions that it gave me. That was the longest part because once I put it in, it spit it out in a nanosecond. It was amazing. Just want to make sure there's no raised hands. Okay, good. So let me get back here after stacking, how to create the personalized thing. Okay, let's go over here to creating our customized ChatGPT. Now, yours is going to look very different because mine's filled in. And what I want you to remember is it's going to say, what do you want it to call you? I asked it to call me Kathy. Now, you noticed in that one um, thing that I was doing where I was saying I'm teaching the class, it responded to me as Kathy, right? That means it already knows me. So even though it's a brand new question that I was asking, it knows to call me Kathy. What do? Put in what you are. I do global real estate and I'm a local waterfront specialist. I'm also a connector globally. That's a big piece of who I am. Now it's going to ask you what traits should GPT have for you. And this is where it's going to, you're going to go from here. It's going to give you some ideas. As I recall, it's a bunch of little dashes with ideas. So what you're going to do is leave this actually. You're going to go back to chat and you're going to say, let's do this. All right, imagine that I'm a teacher showing the class of how to set up their customized ChatGPT. So don't change mine, but I want you to ask me um, 20 questions that I would need to answer all about who I am, my style is, what I do for a business, my goals in my business, everything that you would know to help you know who I am as a woman, as car lover, anything that you can ask me, even personal questions, so you really get to know my style. I want you to ask me how I like to talk, how I like to present myself, my style, even on a disc profile, which I know about. So I want you to know about that and incorporate that into how you build it. And then build out, let's just do 10 questions in this example. And I want you to remember that I'm only doing this as a teacher showing a class right now.
Let's dive into this exercise. Here are 10 questions that would help tailor a ChatGPT profile. 1. What tone of voice do you prefer when interacting with clients or peers? 2. How do you approach building relationships with new agents or clients?
So I love that it did that. Now I just hit the X to stop it. But what I want you to see over here is uh, it should pop up on the left-hand side as a folder over there. I'm hoping it does. Come on. Yes. So see how it popped up over here on the left. So that was her saying, okay, so she is still gonna she would still have done, if I hadn't clicked that button to go off, all of those questions would have been right here. What tone of voice, what approach, and see what happens when I hit replay if it continues.
Let's dive into this exercise. Here are 10 questions that would help tailor a ChatGPT profile. 1. What tone of voice do you prefer when...
Okay, so you get the gist, right? So she would have given me 10 questions. I would have seen that on the screen. In my personal case, I prefer to go to the app and then I'll just pull that up. And how I do that is I go to that side piece over there, the latest chat, and I would hit samples for training. Is that right? Where am I? No, I would hit the customize ChatGPT profile that's in the menu that's on my app. And I would hit that. It would have all the questions in there. And then I would just go in and I would respond to here's the answers to all my questions and do it. And you'll see that you'll be able to answer all that. So then when we go back, now it's giving you the things that you're going to put in here, and you'll see, oh, it will create a summary because it knows what you're doing. When you told it that description that when you were creating that profile, I said, I'm doing it to create the customized GPT. At the end, it will say, do you want me to summarize this and put so that you have it for that? Because it'll ask you that question, even though you didn't put it in there. If it doesn't, then say, I need you to summarize it to put it in there. But I'm pretty sure it's going to ask you because it's constantly asking me questions. So then I would go back in to the custom GPT and I would put that in there. Now, here's a little trick that I learned when I was doing it. It has a limited number of characters. It tells me when I'm over it. And so I went back and I went, close that out. I went back and I said, hey, I can only have so many characters in that space. I need you to reduce it to that. Then it redoes it. And I also said, make sure you keep all the good pieces of what you're going to do so it's condensed into the quality that I want over there, right? And it did. So now I'm back over there. I put it in, and that was mine. It's basically my responses are informative, blah, 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 who I'm looking for. It just summarized it well. You can also click on some of these little extra things that it allows you to do. Then the next one is there anything else you wanted to know? So I'm pretty sure you've got all kinds of things in there too that I don't have. So I took those, whatever it was that was in that box, I copied it. I went back over to chat. I stayed in the same envelope. And I said, okay, now I have to do the next thing where it's asking me anything else. So here's what it had in there. Ask me what you need from me so that I can put it in there. And remember that it has limited characters because that's what I learned. This one really had a lot of limited characters. So then I've already put that prompt in there. It gives me the results. I take it, I copy it, and I go back over this and I just copy and paste it in. And you can tell that it did it because I wouldn't have had all those little green things. And I just copied it in there. And then when I was done, I hit save. And if I was doing something different, if the save button would be live so I could do it. And then also, if things change in your world and you need to go back and do this, you can come in here and change it at any time. Or if it doesn't feel like it's really you can change it again. So that's important. So now you've created it. And I was like, well, does that mean it's going to actually know everything over here? I asked it. I stayed in the same feed. And I said, is it going to remember everything? And it goes, yep, we're going to know you, Kathy. And it's great. So I have built a relationship where I'm a buddy with this. So it's really great. Okay, so that's our personalized prompting. And you'll see in the guide, I'm going to bring the guide back so you can kind of go through that with me. So we've gone through exactly the steps. I've got those steps pretty much laid out exactly. I said I want to treat me like I'm a fifth grader, right? Then I went through the chats, but I wanted you to see it as well. And so now you've got it all set up. Okay, so now we're going to talk about projects. And I did that already. I kind of touched on a little bit. Here's the exact details in the guide of how to go in and create them using the projects and then making sure that you're bringing them in. I'm going to go back there right now so that you can kind of have a review of that. Get out of here. So the projects. Now, I just created one today, which was the samples for training. I just hit new. I tell it the name what I want. I create the project. And then when I've got these things like I created here, I'll just go add that to the samples for training because that is one. So here's some different things that I did. Here's how I use it in everyday life. Now I was creating the Google Docs for this exact guide, right? And I didn't know how to put a footer in my docs. So I went in and I said, hey, how do I do it? I'm using Google Docs and I want to add the copyright thing and the footer, and I don't see how. I want to do it on every page. Give me detailed instructions. Absolutely, Kathy. Here's how to add it. Step by step by step. And I said, and it'll show up on every page. Pro tips, want different footer. How to do that. How cool is that? Little things that I don't know. I stopped asking Google anything. And I go in here and I ask for everything in life I do. Every question I've got that I need to know, I want to do. Um, so I've got a listing coming on in a particular area, and it's a shaded street, and the photographer had all day, and I was trying to figure out what is the best time to do it. So I told him the background of it, and it said late morning, 10 to 11 would give you the best light, because I wanted it to know the exact street, so it would know how to help me with shadows and things like that. See what I mean? It's simple things like this that make you unique and special. Um, Oh, I was creating an email for this. And I was trying to create a certain group. I have Go High Level as a product that I use. And I was worried because it was going to send it out. And I buy my Go High Level through another person. So their name always pops up and their email address as the foundation when I'm doing it. You probably can't see that at all. So I said, I'm feeling like I'm supposed to get rid of that and put my name and my email in there. Is that right? And it said yes. And don't put those brackets in. It guided me through the whole thing. This is what I mean. I'm going to kind of go through some other things. Um, TikTok affiliate program guide. I saw something on TikTok where you could earn all this money. I thought, I wouldn't mind earning some extra money. And so I asked it about it. And I said, how do you do it? And I said, so let's say I did this on Saturday. I did 10 little videos a week. What kind of money could I even make? I'm analyzing stuff all the time. So it goes through and it analyzes based on different scenarios what it would do. Okay, I need a converter for a lightning in. Had the iPhone for years that had the lightning in, and then I get the new one, and now I got the other one. I'm like, dang it. How do I go about this? What do I have to get so I can still use all my other cords and not have to do it? It was great. It'll tell you stuff. It'll give you videos of where to go. Um, I kept seeing the word digital nomad in LinkedIn. I'm like, what is that? You'll notice, you'll see this. What is the digital nomad? It explained it. It asked me the question. This is what I'm talking about. Would you like insights on how they impact real estate markets, especially in luxury waterfront? Yes, I would. So the point is, it asked me questions. It gave me a bunch of answers to this. This is outstanding. Would you like help crafting a marketing strategy? Yes. I always say, please, you never know. I don't want it as an enemy. So then it gives me a whole marketing strategy: YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, craft high converting property listing and ads. Unbelievable stuff. Then it says this strategy positions you as a top real estate expert for high net worth remote workers looking to invest in lifestyle properties. Would you like me to help craft the first LinkedIn and blog post targeting that? Yes. Here's my LinkedIn articles. Do you see how it creates your marketing on steroids? And when you create that customized GPT, it knows your goals, it knows your vision, it knows your style. I love it. Next steps, turn this into this. I tell it I have a Go High Level with a landing page. Tells me how to do that. And this is the stacking that I was talking about. I just keep growing and growing and growing. This is gold, people. I'm telling you, if you're not using it at this level, it's going to take you to this level when you start working with it on a regular base. This was about hydrogen water. Gary Brecka, love that guy. Dollar cost averaging strategy. Um, cholesterol ratios. I do a lot with health. Um, I ask it everything. Global currency newsletter. I love this. It gives me all kinds of stuff. Are you looking to connect with top realtors globally? Reach out to me. This was just a little thing that it did to create a little thing. my point is, you see how much I use this? That's in 30 days, how much I used it, and I deleted tons of stuff. All right, I'm going to get back to our guide, see where we're at. Told you about the projects, creating the files. Here's some practical ways. Let me expand that. Here's some practical ways that you'll see in the guide of how to do it. And you've already seen some things. You can create a luxury listing marketing plan. If you don't know how to do something, this is where you say, here's something I want to do. I got no clue how to do it. Here's the social media that I'm on. Tell me how to get started. Here's my style. It's going to know some of the stuff, but it's going to expand. Client follow-up templates, rewritten and nurturing for leads, monthly marketing reports, social media, buyer and seller guides. Instagram, if you see all those people doing Instagram where they've got the trigger word that'll be like, say this word in the comments or the DMs, and I'll get you this. This is a way that agents capture people that they're trying to do. Like if you're looking for listings and you've got a marketing thing that's strictly about, let's say, waterfront properties, you're trying to get listings on waterfront properties. Say you create a marketing project that's all about that. You asked it how to create a little video for it, and you have it in there. Something that a waterfront listing seller would want to have, and the trigger word would be guide of whatever. And now you capture them and you put them in your email template, and now you've got a whole drip campaign. If you don't even know what I'm talking about, this is where you can learn it because it's going to teach you. This is the best teacher in the world. All these things. Say, I don't even know what Kathy's talking about with these Instagram things where you capture people with a word that they put in the comments. What is that? This is how I've learned so much stuff is I'm in here asking questions all the time. Okay, tasks. This is a new feature that came out and I friggin' love this. It tells you exactly where to go, how to define your task. All of this is in the guide and how to activate it. Here's some examples for it. I'm going to show you personally how you can create different tasks that you set up. I haven't done a lot of this stuff because I'm trying to do too many things. Real estate market update summary, open house announcements. You can create the task for anything you want. All right, I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to look at it again. Over here, come on, buddy. Out of the way. Okay, so here's just going to get us all back to the beginning. So you go over to your little head. Some people may have it in the bottom left-hand corner. There's tasks. And see how it says beta? You're going to click on that. These are scheduled tasks that I have got already. Let me just think here. Where do I go start a new one? I think I just go into here. Let me see. I want to start a new task for you. Where do I go? In this platform. I think I just stay right here. You're already in the right place to start your new task. Just tell me what you want to do. If you're thinking about organizing multiple tasks or working on a longer document or code project, I can also open Canvas workspace on the side for you. Okay, what could be a task? Well, an example that I gave it is I want to know everything that's being updated on this platform every single day at 6 o'clock in the morning. I want it to tell me the latest update and how to do it. And that is in my task. So that's where I go back. All right, let me get out of here. I'm going to go back over to my head, go to my tasks. These are where my tasks are. Get chat updates. So these are all the different things that it's been doing for me about the updates of what's happened since I first learned about tasks. Going up to the top here, it's pretty long. And what's funny is it'll tell you it can't email it to you, but it does. I say, yes, you can. So you ask it. So at 6 o'clock a.m., I would like an update of all things ChatGPT has added to the system, as well as how to implement them, ideally in bullet points, step by step. You could start today. So, got it. On January 20th, it introduced the task feature. And that was, I knew that it had just been introduced because I saw it on TikTok. So then it told me how to do it, how to access it. It even told me other things over here. This is a download menu. We'll get to that in a minute. And then it would tell me there were no new updates, no new updates. Then it had a new feature, 2 tasks, where it was incorporating Siri and Alexa. No, nothing happened. Then ChatGPT Gov, a specialized version of tailored for U.S. government agencies. Ooh, that's interesting. So we don't really probably have too much of that. And see how it's got sources here? I want to know the sources too. It's either internal or external because there was like a news article about it. The launch of the O3 reasoning model. There's so many components that I can't get into all of that. I'm just trying to give you the layman's term, and we are coming up on an hour, and I wanted to do the last half hour for kind of questions, but it'll do research. So I'm going to move forward a little bit. The test tools you should know about. Okay, I really want to touch on this. So the tools that you should know about. That is on page 11. Whoosy, Spinach, Gamma, Notebook, Perplexity, and Grok. I'm going to show you those. Here's some newsletters I really encourage you to join. Here's a Facebook group. This is my favorite guy. He's got, it's called AI Prompts for Entrepreneurs by Jonathan Mast. I learned so much from him. This gal, Sabrina Romanov, is on Instagram. She sold her business for $10 million, and all she does now is teach you about AI products all over. I'm going to go back to the different tools, but I am going to show you that I've got another, here's a prompt in here that's a marketing prompt that you're going to want to use. My ask from you guys is that you go check out my Facebook group, join it. If you're realtors, this is industry exclusive. It's just about masterminding. I share tons of stuff on AI in there, but I really want to create it a collaboration. And if you would sign up on my YouTube, that would be great. Follow me there. I'd appreciate that. I got more gifts for you. Just different things of how I turn a YouTube into from ChatGPT, how I turn it into multiple LinkedIn article, Instagram post, and basically repurposing. And this is how you can get in touch with me. That's all on your guide. But now I'm going to jump out of ChatGPT and I'm going to take you to some other things. This one is Gamma. And Gamma, now I've done these things for free. What it is you can just go in here and tell it to create a presentation. Instead of doing a PowerPoint, you can go in here and create a new one. And you can also do, besides doing a presentation, you can do it so that you could, social media things. I believe that's what this one is. I just gave it a prompt all about this course. So it gave me, I wanted social media. So it gave me different ideas of things that I could do. All these things on the left were the different things that it had. I didn't really like any of them, but I liked that it could do it for me. And so I love that piece of it. But think of it when you've got to do a presentation, a slide presentation that you're going to do. It'll do it in a nanosecond. You can, like, I could give it my guide and it would have created a whole presentation of a slide presentation to do. And that is Gamma. And all of those different things are in your guide where you'll know where the websites to go. Here is Grok. This is Elon Musk's free, deep thing. And when you click on, you can go right here to try it, or you can just go here because I've already done something in it. This is free. And says, good morning, Kathy. It knows me. Now, I think I registered so that it knew who I was, but it can do deep research. Some of the things that it's done for me, I don't know if it'll save those. Doesn't look like it does. Switch to personas? No. Research. Best running shoes. So other people have done things. So one of the things that I did in here was I wanted to know that house that I'm listing, it's in a neighborhood I'm not necessarily strongly familiar with. And I knew that um, it's like marketing it a waterfront where they're all different, unique. This is Plaza Midwood, which is an area around here that is all the homes and are very unique. So I wanted all the background, deep research. Tell me pricing. What are homes going for? What's unique about the area? What are all the pieces that would make sense for me to know? And then it gave me data like you couldn't believe that I was able to send to my client so that they could um, get a feel for what was going on in the marketplace, that they could see something that I was doing very different that other agents were not doing. So I really encourage you, and I have that also, that website. See how it's x.ai/grok. All that stuff is on that piece for you. I'm going to get it out of Grok. This is something for agents. Whoosy. Um, Now it works in every single industry, but this one is designed. I have it so that it's designed for real estate agents. A Spark Pad is just a prompt. So that's how you bring it in. But it has a CRM in here. You can upload all your contacts in here. But the way this is, it's got AI agents, and you're going to need to go to all the information in here that it teaches you. Let me see, where is that here? Here's the educational piece, resources, leadership team, welcome, how to find purpose, uh, mastery class. It's just teaching you all different things of how to use this in your business. You can merge it with KV Core if that's your CRM, so that it uses AI to automatically respond to so many things. There's a lot of education in here, tools how to do it. This is the founder of it. It's just I'm going to have him as a guest on my podcast in a couple weeks, so you'll learn more about it there. But you can just come in here and have a preview with him. They'll one of their people will just teach you about it, but it's $99 a month, and this is about being really effective in it. Perplexity, I think I'm in the free version as well. I sign up for so many things. This is also a research tool. You can ask it to do a lot of research. And you say, well, can't ChatGPT do that? Doesn't Grok do that? They all do it, but you're going to see different answers from each one. You're going to want to get to know the different platforms so that you're going to feel like, one person explained it to me. They're like 3 kids, or however many kids you got with these. Everyone has a different personality, even though they came from the same parents. That's how these are. All these different AI products have a completely different personality. So, whew, I don't know about you. 51 questions. Yikes. Okay, let me see what I got here. Kathy, can I make a listing video? If so, how? Huh. I would ask ChatGPT that. If it, I don't think it can do it, but I would ask ChatGPT. That's Gabriel asking me that. Um, you can go to ChatGPT and say, "Hey, uh, I want to create a listing video. I would upload my stills, and I don't want one of those carousel things, though. I would want to see what platform. Don't upload your videos here. I would say, what platform can I go to that will help me create a video, and ideally I want one for free. If not, what are the best ones that would do it at the lowest price? So be sure I try and find as many free things as I can. So that's one thing that I absolutely do. Um, and see, it's a question. That's why I bring all my questions to chat. And I say, can you do it? I would ask Grok as well. I'd go to a couple of places and say, where can I go to do it? Because that'll work out. Um, so she had to hop off. I have to run. Okay. Oh, you missed the answer. Sorry, girl. Um, to jump to another meeting. Okay, a couple people had to jump off. Does anybody else have any questions? We've got 13 people still here. Just so you know, it will all the 100% be recorded. I'll have it on YouTube. You've got the guide. Um, and I hope you found value in this. So give me some questions and answers, since there's no friggin' chat. I'll have to ask ChatGPT. How do I get the chat in here? See, that's where I'll use it. Okay, I've got no questions. I can't tell who the 13 people are. If you're in here, will you just say, can I make a listing? That was my last one. Any other answers you got for me? Suzanne. Okay. Nobody? Down to 12. All right. Well, guys, I really hope that you do join the Real Estate Riches Collective. That's the Facebook group, Agent Agnostic. It's wonderful. Great tools in there. And always go through the feed. Tons of stuff in there. Sign up for my YouTube channel if you want. My link tree is also in there if you want to reach out to me in any way that I can help. But if that's it and nobody's got any more questions, because I'm not seeing any, let me double check or raise your hand. Oh, wait. Great webinar. Thank you. Thank you. It's great. A little overwhelming, isn't it? It is. Take baby steps, but do it every single day. You got to do it every day. Woo! More my voice out. All right, girls and guys. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it all, and I hope you found value. I'm going to be doing these once a month, and I'll keep adding. If there's things that you want to give me feedback on, I take it. Absolutely need it because I'm learning just like you. Next time, I hope to have a voice. Allergies. All right, guys. Thanks so much. I'm clocking out.